Falling on your feet, do you finally see what you're missing?
Today I have a E.L.F. dedicated video. I thought I would do a get ready with me style of video, and then I thought it might be fun to do a top 5, bottom 5 E.L.F. products. So I'm going to share with you in today's video. First, I'm going to guide you through a application of the product, and at the end of the video I'm going to rank them by top 5 and bottom 5, because we like to rank things on this channel. So I hope you are so excited to see this as I was to prepare this video. Thank you so much for stopping by, and if you are here for the first time, I hope you enjoy and you are considered to subscribe. Now let's go ahead and get ready. So I started with the E.L.F. Poreless Putty Primer, which you can tell that I have used a lot, and I've actually used for the first time to scoop the primer. My E.L.F. Putty Primer Applicator, which has this scoop, so it's useful especially if you have nails. This was the handful tool that I picked up recently from E.L.F.com. Then I went with a foundation in a liquid format, and this is the only foundation that I have from E.L.F. besides the powder foundation. So this is the Flawless Satin Foundation. I think they still have it on the website, but this is a light to medium coverage foundation, and it has a strong scent to it, a scent that I feel even after that. It smells like luxury makeup. It's not a bad scent. It's not the scent that it's similar with paint that you find in Wet n Wild foundations, but I just wanted to let you know that this is a heavily fragranced foundation, and I do need 2 pumps if I need to get a decent coverage. And then I went with the E.L.F. Camo Concealer, the creamy version that I have in my shade Fair Warm, and this is a very high coverage concealer. Actually, I have added too much, and to blend my foundation I first used the E.L.F. brush. This is the ultimate blending brush, but then I went with my E.L.F. sponge that I bought on elf.com, and the same applies for the under eye area. I used this sponge to blend it, and I thought it does a good job. Same applies for the sponge, so I'm happy to have those in my collection. I wanted to set my under eye area with my new setting powder from E.L.F. This is the HD powder, and you could tell that it was sealed, and I like the fact that it's coming with a sifter and you can secure it. And I also used this powder for my entire face. But before I did that, I went with my cream bronzer. So I have 2 shades, and I have used the lighter shade, the Honey Drip, on my right side of the face, and the more darker shade I have used it on the left side of the face. And I was surprised to see that even it is a little bit more darker, it blends out really easily by just tapping it with my finger. I tried to do that with a brush, but it was already loaded with the foundation, so it was taking the coverage. So then I said better to do it with my fingers. And I also have a cream blush from E.L.F., which is a very beautiful color. It was taking me time to discover where is the shade put, excepting the packaging. So if you want to see the shade, it's somewhere written here on the side part of the cream blush or the cream putty bronzers, and this is the putty blush, and I love the texture. I do believe that the texture of the bronzers, it's a little bit more emollient and more easy to blend than the one for blushes. After that, I have set everything with the same HD powder, and I moved on to my eye makeup. But as you can tell, I have so many quads and eyeshadow palettes that I didn't want to spend too much time in front of camera, so I went and did my eye look out camera, and I have used a bunch of shadows from all those palettes. So I used the transition shade and the shade from this palette to set my lid, and before I did that, I have used one of my No Budge sticks. This is in the shade Magnetic Pool. So I use this instead of an eye base because I do not have a eyeshadow primer from E.L.F. So I blended that on my entire lid, and then I have set it with this shade, with this white shade from the Cookies and Dreams eyeshadow palette, and I used this shade on my transition. And also I have taken shades from this palette. This is the Petit Boucher, so I have used this shade on my third part of the lid. I have used this on my interior portion of the lid, and for the outer V I actually used No Budge stick, and then I have used those two shades to top it up. So I have this blue from the inner from the outer V till the half of my lower lash line, and then I have used this lighter blue on my inner half part of my eye. And I also used a shadow because I do not have a eyeliner from E.L.F. I use the shadow to do a wing, so I have used a darker shade from this palette. This is like a black with a little bit of shimmer to it. I forgot to tell you what I have used on my brows. So I have this very old ultra precise brow pencil in the shade Taupe, so I used that to fill my brows, and then I used the brow gel in the shade Neutral brown to top it up. I actually like this combo, and I also used a bite-size blush, which I thought it's a bronzer, but it's actually a blush to define my cheeks. So this is in the shade Coconut. So this is the actual, it's very difficult to open them, so that's why I'm lazy to do it. So I use this one. And for my blush I have used the Watermelon bite-size palette. This is a very beautiful shade. It's a light rosy, very beautiful. I love this. I'm reaching a lot for this bite-size duo palette. And also for the highlighter I have used my new highlighter stick that I received as a freebie. I like this also. It's creamy and it applies very nice and gives just a slight sheen to my cheeks, very natural. Probably the biggest surprise of this try on, it was the mascara. So I have this mascara from a very long time. I kid you not, I think I have it from almost 2 years. I purchased it a while ago from iHerb, and I never use it because I was waiting to do a E.L.F. try on. And I also have another mascara which I had as a backup in case that this is dried out. And first, it has very interesting brush. So it is a plastic brush, and you have the short bristles, and you have a very rounded tip that is very easy to do your lower lashes. I found this very useful, and I'm wondering why other companies are not copying this behavior, and it actually surprises the definition and the length that it gives to my lashes. So yeah, this was a surprise for me. The mascara is still good, and I'm going to continue to use it. The last product that I've used for my lips is this one. This is a what is it called? Matte lip color in the shade Natural, and this is a very neutral shade for me. It looks that I almost have a concealer, so from this reason, even though it doesn't swatch so bad, it's a very light pink, so yeah, it doesn't work with me. It washes me out, so I added on the top a Tower 28 lip gloss. So this is the only non-E.L.F. product from today's video, but I still had a lipstick, and it was the only lip product that I have from E.L.F. I think that was everything that I have applied on my face, and now let's see what were my most favorite and my least favorite products from E.L.F. Hey guys! Here I am with a new outfit and a new makeup, and of course it's another brand new day. And why is that? It's because after I finished recording my ranking for top 5 and bottom 5 products from E.L.F., I have found that I forgot to include a product that it's one of my most favorite. I can say it's a game changer. So I'm sitting down again in the next day, actually the next working day, because I was recording the first part of the video in a Friday and now we are on Monday. So I had a couple of time more in hand to try some of the products, and I have some surprises also. So let's start with the ranking. I'm going to start with the bottom 5. Now, excepting 2 products, I want you to take it with a grain of salt that those products from the bottom 5 are not exactly bad products, are just products that I reach less. I find them to be a little bit more less competitive, to say like that, with the ones that are on the top 5. And actually the top 5 now, because of that product, it is almost top 6. So I'm going to start with a product that never worked for me, and this is the E.L.F. Flawless Satin Foundation. If you'll see in the footage that I took on Friday, I had 1.5 hours when I started to review and tell you what products I have been wearing, and the powder was already, and the foundation was already shiny, and by the end of the day, that also I took a footage, the product didn't hold up. So yeah, it's a product that it's not working for me, and also the fact that it has that fragrance. I have luxury foundations that might have a strong scent and they still do not rise up to the intensity level of this one. So yeah, there are a couple of reasons that this product made it to the bottom 5, the lowest favorite from E.L.F, and I think I'm going to declutter this from my collection as well. So probably because it's old, I'm going just to toss it. This is the original Camo concealer, and it never worked for me. It's almost white, and I am surprised that I did not declutter it. I didn't use it in any of the try-on video, but it's just dry and doesn't look cluttered. It sucks the life out of my lids. So I think I have used it for the purpose of eyelid primer, so maybe this was the reason that I just hold on it, because from that point of view it's working and helps your shadow stick even for oily lids. So unfortunately this comes for the position number 4. On position number 3 is the Lippy Stick Matte Lip Color, and I think part of the reason that I don't like it's also the color, because it washes me out. But also what I don't like about this product, it's the way that it sets on the lips. It has that demarcation line that I hate. I have few lippy products that do that, especially the matte ones, so I don't like that type of formula. From this reason, this didn't make it for me. On the position number 2, on the position number 2 for the bottom 5 products, unfortunately I had high hopes for this HD powder and it didn't hold up. So those two together are a disaster, because this doesn't help control my oils. Now I'm wearing it today again, but I have a very reliable foundation, so I'm wearing the It Cosmetics CC Plus. I want to try it and see if it is still good or not, because I have it from a long time, and those two paired together look perfect. But as I told you, the foundation is good, so from this reason this powder did not bother me so much. But one thing I liked about the powder is the fact that it's acting nice for my under eye area. I could notice when I did a wear test that it didn't dry out and it didn't cake up my concealer, so I'm going to save and use it for that purpose, and maybe during winter it will be more helpful for setting the entire face, but during summer I don't like it. So don't hate it, just didn't made it to the top 5. And the first on the position number 1, so it's not my least favorite, but it's one of my less favorite products from E.L.F. Unfortunately, please don't hate me, the E.L.F. Cookies and Dreams eyeshadow palette. I find the formula on those shadows, it's not the same like it is on the bite-size product, bite-size palettes. So just take it with a grain of salt. I find that mattes are more difficult to be blend. The shimmers are okay, the shimmers are nice, but the matte formula the matte shadows are not the same. So yeah, it's not that consistent. It's not a bad product, but it's not what I was expecting. I did believe that they have the same formula, but it's not. So definitely, clearly, it's slightly different. Let me know if you think the same. Moving on to the top 5. As I told you, we are going to have a top 6, and also I have a honorable mention, and actually that one is the surprise, the product that has surprised me. So starting with the position number 5. I could have given even a better position, but I think it's an honorable and decent rating. The No Budge sticks. They are no budge and no joke. So I have 3 shades, as you already saw. But the day when I'm filming, it's June 13, and during the weekend that had just passed, E.L.F. had a 60% discount for members. There are some products that were on sale, not all the collection. And I have ordered a bunch of more No Budge sticks. So I am going to have my collection growing, but I love those so much. I have been wearing them during the weekend. Like I told you, I have made my minds during weekend and they don't budge. And usually I have some No Budge sticks from Laura Mercier, from Bobbi Brown, and they do transfer. So I need to use a eyeshadow primer, otherwise I can see them collecting. Those don't do that, and I want to have more to have them with me on my vacation. So yeah, love them. Very, very good. Highly recommend. On the position number 4, it's not a surprise that I'm loving the Camo Concealer, the creamy version. I think this concealer was making my favorite for the year 2021, because it's the year when I have purchased, and I think it's around on market for 2 years. This is a good creamy concealer. It has a high coverage and it doesn't crease. Of course, all the concealers crease, just take it with a grain of salt, but it lasts and looks flattering on my under eye area. And also I love the shade. I have the Fair Warm, love it. This is on the position number 4 on top 5 this time. On the position number 3, it's my E.L.F. Camo Powder Foundation, which I have in the shade Fair 150C. I was almost ordering a summer shade, but I had just to hold myself from buying so much makeup. I love this powder. It is so creamy and so flattering. Now, it doesn't have the most longevity, but if you pair it with a good primer, which I'm going to show you in a minute, I think it makes a world of difference. So this also, it's a technique to apply it with a more fluffy brush. If I use the sponge, which is coming with, by the way, I didn't use it, but I have another sponge, I find that it might be cakey, but this is very creamy for a powder foundation, and it does offer a beautiful coverage. It is almost full coverage if you build it up. So yeah, love it, highly recommend it. The hype is real for this powder foundation powder, Camo Foundation powder. Now, speaking about primer, and this actually was the bad guy that I forgot to include on the top 5. Oh my god, I love it so much. This is, as I told you, a game changer. This is the Power Grip Primer from E.L.F. and I also almost ordered a backup. This one, I find it that has saved some of my foundation that don't have coverage or lasting. Also, I like it with the powder foundation, especially on the nose area. Maybe I don't use it all the time all over my face, but I put it on the place where I lose the coverage for. So on my nose area, on the forehead, chin, and it does a really good job. It's really gripping. It's a dupe for the Milk Hydro Primer, and I'm never going to repurchase that one because of this one. And now we are all curious which one which one has made it to the number 1. But before that, let me show the honorable mention, or the products that I have included in the top 5, but because of the grip primer I had to cut them down. But I could not mention the Putty Poreless Primer that I have used a lot of it, and also the Putty Blush and the bronzers. I think the formula, it's nice. I'm loving them, and I even was impressed by the color, the darker color, how nice it sheared out, and it's not patchy on me. So yeah, those deserve the position number 6. Maybe I should have started with that, with the number 6. And also my honorable mention, it is this mascara. So guys, this mascara is fantastic. You could see that I was impressed with it. Guys, this is a tubing mascara. I was surprised that it didn't budge by the end of the day, because I was taking a nap and usually I have some transfer when I do that. And later on, when I went to remove my makeup, I have the pleasant surprise to discover that this is a tubing mascara. When I started to rinse, all the product came off. So I was very surprised, and I also ordered a backup for this on the new E.L.F. order. Highly recommend it. No one talks about this. And the fact that the brush, it is like it is, it makes the application very good. My light or ear died again. For the position number 1, if you all guessed that my most favorite products from E.L.F. are the bite-size palettes, then you are right. I'm loving those, and that's why I told you and I included this on the bottom 5, because I found this formula not being the same. So I have several of those palettes. The formula is consistent, at least from my point of view. I didn't try all of them, but I love them so much. I have been wearing them all the time, and I couldn't find any discrepancy between the shades. So my favorite is this one, the truffle. I think many people love the truffle. No, this is cream and sugar. I also, where are you? I also love this one. This is the truffle, sorry. I'm also loving those two. I love them all. And the bite-size face products are also nice. What I did today, I have used this one that is meant for your face. It's a blush and highlighter. I have used it for my eyes. So I have this shade on my transition, this on my entire lid, and then I've been taking few of those shadows to darken up my crease. But this is everything I have, and liquid liner and another tubing mascara. But yeah, this is everything I have on my eyes, and I'm loving them. I'm reaching for my bite-size palettes over and over again and again. And of course, they are my most favorite products from E.L.F. as of now. I don't know, maybe in a couple of months, if I'm going to try more products from E.L.F., I'm going to have a different opinion. But this is as of now, and I'm going to try to have this video as soon as possible, because yeah, the things are changing and new products are coming. And now I have a question for you. Which is your most favorite product from E.L.F.? I would love if you'll leave that information or that answer in my comment section down below. Those being said, I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch. Do not forget that the most beautiful makeup is your own smile, and I'm going to see you soon. Bye you guys!